Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson, you're watching Nature Nell, and if you're new to my channel, you have been hiding from me. Welcome aboard, hit that subscribe button, help me out with those algorithms so we can make this channel grow bigger and bigger and bigger, because I got some great stuff today. I have my favorite as always, What's in Bloom. And I gotta tell you, we're revisiting today November's What's in Bloom, because I showed you guys some of the stuff I had in there, but they were just starting to open up. Wait until you see this smorgasbord of amazing flowers. It is just absolutely beautiful in there. So with that said, it's going to be one of our lengthy videos. It might go up to an hour, I don't know. There's just a lot to show and I don't want to split it. I've been doing a lot of short videos lately, but you know, my long videos do really well, and you guys requested so much that for you guys who have requested it, I will be giving this to you today. Also, thank you for all your comments. I haven't been able to respond to everybody, only because I have now a much higher influx of comments. You guys are great. You're leaving me great messages as far as like identifying some of the things I have. I have a bunch of new orchids that I've been collecting for years that have never bloomed that are now starting to bloom, and you guys are identifying it for me, and you're right on the money. When I do the research, I'm like, wow, it's like right on the money. So you either own that that orchid, or you're just a dictionary of orchid names. So anyways guys, I'm trying to speed it up because I know it's gonna be long and I'm not editing. So without further ado, let's go look at some blooms. All right guys, we're gonna start where we usually start. The sun is just starting to set. Is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, a little bit before 4. And I'm hoping that my neighbor's dog doesn't start barking. So let's start right here. Very first one. This is a gorgeous, now it was sent to me as a gift from, there we go, Dendrobium Nightfoot's Quest. It was sent to me as a gift by Jeremy over at S&W. Moss is a little wet, so it's hard to put in there. S&W Orchids in Hawaii, and Kelly, who runs the channel Orchids in Bloom, was sending me 2 orchids from over there as a gift, and he wanted to include 2 more orchids, and this is one of them, but it was in bud. And I gotta tell you that the fragrance on this Dendrobium anosmum, because these are part of the anosmum family, has that beautiful sweet grapey fragrance that is undeniable from the Dendrobium anosmum, or as they call it in Hawaii, the Honohono orchid. Down here we don't know it as that. I knew that was the Hawaiian name to it, but here they just call them Dendrobium anosmum. And I don't know if it's anosmum or anosmum. If anybody knows out there, please correct me, because I've heard it said both ways, and Todd from Todd Tropical, he has a beautiful pronunciation, and I usually follow how he pronounces things, and I hear him, at least I do, I hear him say anosmum, and I love it because it sounds very pretty. So I hope it is anosmum and not anosmum. But anyway, this one is on its way out. This was a beautiful Paphiopedilum that had a lot of flowers. I bought it at the Redland Orchid Show, and it just has, it's one flower, but you know, it's such a beautiful shape. It has that like that reddish chocolate with that mustardy yellow, and it's just a beautiful Paphiopedilum, but it is on its way out. And I did some night photography with the iPhone camera, which by the way, one of my viewers, her son works for Apple, for the corporation, and she says that they are listening to me and taking notes, which I think that's great, because look, everything is about making your product better, right? It's not about slandering and not, you know, wanting it. What we want to do is make it better. So like I said, I always said I love the phone and I love the camera, but it really bothers me, these little glitches that it has when you're videotaping. So, but I'm sure they will be fixed. And I gotta say, I'm learning how to use the night vision. Oh my God. I'm gonna share the photos with you guys at the very end if you wanna stick to the end. And I'm gonna show you a photo like montage of everything that I was photographing the other night. And it is so awesome. It feels like you have studio lights, but it's really like night vision lens. Now this one I recently got, and I did cover her. I got her from MS Orchids, and that's a local nursery that sells mainly phalaenopsis, but they also have cattleyas, and they have vandas, they have all other type of exotics. And I went back the second day, I think it was, after I filmed the first time, and she gifted me this. I had bought one cattleya for $50, and she wanted to gift me this one. And I got to tell you, the fragrance on this, let me see. Oh, it is so sweet. You know, because sometimes cattleyas can smell like roses or lemon or lime, but this smells so sweet. So sweet. And the tongue inside here reminds you a little bit of the Heaven's Gate Crystal. You know, that yellow and red. But it's a beautiful, beautiful cattleya, and she opened a couple of days ago, and she's doing great. Now, right next to it, I did feature this one. I'm sorry if you guys feel I'm repeating plant. I will get to the kawabanga of flowers, okay? Let me just get through this section because they're still looking great. And this is one of the gifts that Kelly over at Orchids in Paradise sent me together with S&W Jeremy. And this was what started it all. She showed me this because she did an incredible haul. You guys should check it out. And she found this, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's a special orchid. I've never seen that. So I started looking everywhere, and I found one person that had it, that was selling it in the past. They were sold out, and it said yellow splash, Dendrobium yellow splash. So I immediately sent the information and a picture of the actual page so she can see it, and now we know the name of this orchid. So she sent me this as a gift, and I am so in love with this. It's so pretty. And we keep saying, like, she has one and I have one, and she says, you know, those are the only two. That she's gone back to try to get more, and that's it, and we can't find them anywhere. So we're going to try to take really good care of these, grow them to beautiful sizes, and then start sectioning or splitting them, or what is it, splitting the canes to make more, produce more, because unless there's a nursery out there that has these, I've never seen them anywhere. First time. Now back here I have this Vanda from Moats. It's my, there we go. And I love this flower. It's so pretty. And it's been going on for a while. I'm sure you guys have seen her several times. It's been going on for a while. And the color, as you can see, if you look at the other videos, other What's in Bloom, you'll see that the color has changed. It's a really, really pretty Vanda. It's kind of hard to film because she's way up there and it's heavy, and I'm not about to start. Now, this is an, oh God, I promised myself I would remember next time I featured her. Dendrobium Ellen White. I think that's it. Now watch it be wrong. And she's giving me more up there. And this beautiful puppy here gives me blooms pretty much all year round. Speaking of blooms, my succulents are blooming. Look how pretty. They're like little bells. Guys, we haven't even started yet. And we're 6 minutes in. Everyone knows this one. This is the Oncidium. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank now. Everyone but me. This is Blanca's, I think this is Blanca's like favorite orchid, or one of her top favorite orchids. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank in this, because this is one of the easy orchids for me to remember. But you know, I remember the hard names now, and I forget the easy names. Oh my God, it's a Sherry baby. Oh, what is happening? Guys, I just got out of work. I had to leave early. The AC in the building broke, so I had to close up shop. It was just too hot in there. And here in Florida with no AC and chemicals, bad combo. So I'm a little bit rushed today, and I'm trying to show you guys so much because there is a lot to show. These are Sherry babies. I can't remember the name of this one. I never had a tag. I think it's called Sweet Honey or something like that. Or they smell so good. They're extra strong. The fragrance. It's more than the regular Sherry baby. Now back here, this is my Paphiopedilum Zycleon, And this is a Rothschild, oh my God, Rothschildianum crossed with a Pinocchio. And it gave me finally 4. It's tried to give me 4 like for the past 2 years, and the last one dies off. But look how beautiful. I had to find an extra long stick, because it was like, I couldn't find one long enough. So look how I had to do this. Hold it with a little, look at that. It's so pretty. And the colors on this are just so rich and so like delicious. You know, when I first started opening, this was the first one to open, and I noticed this, and it freaked me out. And I'm like, wait a minute, does this have because I for a while there I started feeling like everything was getting a virus, because I caught one of my Cattleyas with a virus, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta look at everything now. And so I immediately sent it to Julian over at Krull-Smith, and he's like, no, that's normal, it happens sometimes. He goes, if the other flowers look perfectly fine, then no. If it has a virus, he goes, and besides, I don't know of Paphiopedilums to really get viruses as easy as Cattleyas do. So he says, it's probably that, and he was right. They all open beautifully. And I got this at OFE's a couple of years, like 3 years ago. And I think I paid $35. Of course, it wasn't that size. It's gotten way bigger since I got her. Together with, these are all this is where I keep most of my Paphiopedilums, because they really like this section here. All right, guys, get ready for the smartest bag of flowers. It's really sunny on this side, so let me see how I do this. Oh, this looks good here. This finally opened. This is the one that I say my favorite flower in the greenhouse. This is one of them, my favorite Vanda. This is the Banyang Ben fragrance. This smells to me exactly. And the other day, Lewis opened a can of it, and I go, that's exactly what the Ben fragrance smells like. He opened a can of vanilla shake protein, and it smelled just like that. I go, that's what that flower smells like. When you open the protein powders that are vanilla, you know that cakey smell? Well, that's what this smells like. I can smell it from here. Oh my God, it's so delicious. It is so delicious. This is the best smelling, to me, hands down, the best smelling orchid ever. It's just so good. And I want to get some more. The interesting thing is, and kind of fun thing is, that the Ben fragrance, they all come out different. So you may get one like this, and then the next one will be purple and yellow, or more purple than yellow. It's very, very strange. They differ a lot. Let me hold this camera a little bit better, because kind of like swaying a little too much. When it's zoomed up like that, then see, if I do this, then it doesn't feel so sway. Now these I shown before, but they're still going strong. This is called a burgundy spotted Vanda, and I got this a while ago, I think about 2 years ago maybe. And no, what am I talking about? Not this one, because see, this one is the one I was thinking about. I got a Krull-Smith about 2 years. This one was a gift from Sierra Madre. He gave it to me, I think, about a year ago. And this is like the second time it blooms, and it gave me so many blooms. It was so pretty. It's already on its way out. And of course, you guys know this one, Phalaenopsis parisia red. And this cane has lasted forever. It has given me, it started here, and look, all that has been blooming, all that. And it just keeps twisting and twisting. And it's a really pretty flower. I love this 2K, 214K, because I don't have to worry about focusing. It does it instantly. I mean, it goes in and out, but it does work a lot better. I think that it's like everything, you know, when you start learning something a little better, you start figuring out the glitches. And look who's here, still shining bright with all her amazing blooms. my Dendrobium Green Flash, my red ribbon second place winning orchid at the Florida Redlands International Orchid Show. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's a couple of videos back. She actually won a ribbon. And it was my very first entry, so I was very happy. I was, honestly, I didn't think I was gonna get anything. There was some pieces there that were just, like Joshua Jones, who's gonna be with me next week on the 16th. He's gonna be here. We're gonna be doing questions and answers live. We're thinking about doing it, I'll repeat this again at the end, but we're thinking about doing it 4:30, maybe 4:30. I'm gonna ask you guys to be patient. It's my first time ever doing this, so in case we run into anything and you don't see us at 4:30, just keep alert to the notification bell. Keep your notification bell on. It'll alert you that it's on, because if you know, everything should go fine, but you know, it's technology, you can't really predict it. Anyways, this is from Krull-Smith, and they sold me this about I would say a year ago, and this is the tessellata. Let me see, I think here it is. It's grown so much. Look how many keikis. But I bought it already with all these keikis. Here we go. Mimi Palmer crossed with tessellata. Now, if you guys know that those two species, oh well, I don't know, Mimi Palmer I don't think is a species, but tessellata is. The flowers are extremely fragrant and very, very sweet. So imagine when you mix those two, you get two extremely potent fragrance that are deliciously sweet, and you put them together, you're gonna get pure candy. Oh my God, I wanna bottle you. Oh, it smells so good. It smells crazy good. When you walk in here, you immediately start smelling everything. Now, here is my yellow bird from my buddies over at Brethren Orchids. And I got this from them a long time ago, like I always say a long time ago. It was only 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and it was really tiny. And I put her in one of Josh's pots, because he makes these amazing pots. And wait until you see, he was sending me pictures today of the thin, I think it's called thimble. I always get the name wrong. What else is new? But anyways, he's making these beautiful mugs that you can drink coffee, wine, beer, water, whatever you want in them, and they're beautiful. And they kind of look like this, but he's added like this illustration that he himself created of, like, I think it's a phalaenopsis flower, and it's just so stylized. Oh, I'm in heaven. It's just beautiful, beautiful finishes. His work is so, like, on a fine art level that I told him, bring some stuff so we can share with the viewers, you know, and that way you guys can see what he makes. Because this stuff is beautiful. I love it. And I don't know, when I put my orchids in them, they all thrive, they all do well. So anyways, I decided to move this here because she wasn't blooming. And look at this. This is like the third time she blooms for me, but this is the first time she blooms multiple spikes like this. And she is delicious at night. She smells just like the Brassavola nodosa, because it does have that cross in there. And let me show you. So that way it's better to show sometimes with a Richard Mueller, which is what gives it that nice yellow tone. And this one was one that I was after for such a long time. And Brethren's had them, but very tiny. Oh, I'm gonna have to revisit this and put that tag right, because with one hand I can't. And it was tiny. It was a tiny little thing. And look at this. It has another one here spiking. It gave me this one not too long ago. It's doing really well. So Liz, Philip, if you're watching, look how beautiful she is. Oh, look, and another little spike in there. She's just full of flowers. So anyways, but it's been like this lately. It's been, and I think it's, you know, Blanca had just done a video on what happens when you don't fertilize, and I can't agree with her more. When I would say about a year and a half ago, I decided not to fertilize, and the same thing happened. Like, the flowers don't come out as big. You don't get that abundance of flowers. It's just, you can tell the difference. And so This year, for the very first time, I was extremely disciplined and very strict with my feeding, my fertilizing, everything. I mean, I've been on top of my orchids a lot, more than ever. And I can tell you, I do see a major difference. I really see it. You got to put in the work if you want to see the results, because it's just, you know, they're like babies, you know. The better you take care of them, the bigger they grow, the stronger they grow. So this is one that I got at Santini. Do you guys remember that I bought 3 of them, and some of you went back to get and they didn't have any more? The Volcano Trick Volcano Queen. This one is blooming for the first time since I got it, because when I bought it, it was blooming, but they were on their way out. And look at all the spikes that it's, or sheath, should I say. That here's another one that's about to start shooting the, but they do take a little long to blossom, to open. Let me see if I can get, because it's sun right now, and you guys are always telling me how you love the close-ups, so I make sure that I satisfy my viewers. Hold on. But that's the flower. It's pretty small. It's not a big flower, but once she completely opens, you're gonna see how pretty she gets. That's when you have a show. And right here is my little dancing ladies. And these are oncidiums, my yellow oncidiums. It's oncidium something. I forgot the name. Oh, there's my buddy. Do you guys know that he has been with me here for about a good, I would say, year right now, a whole year with me. I've seen him grow. He's always around. He's always missing his tail because he gets into fight. He is the alpha lizard here. And the other day I was spraying fungicide, and I noticed he was in the Vanda. And do you know that I put my hand out, and it was, I was like, could it have been that he knows what I'm attempting to do? I said, come here, buddy. I don't want you to get poisoned. He got on my hand. Like, he didn't even try to run away. So I walked with him, and I ended up putting him on the bat plant, because I really don't put anything on that. And I've done it twice, and twice he's gotten on my hand, and it's like he knows that I'm protecting him. But it shocked me the first time. I was like, oh my God, it worked. Anyways, this is my Cole Marie, which is absolutely stunning. It needs to be in the sun so you guys can see the color. She is on her way out. She's starting to drop flowers, but they're very slow bloomer. The blossoms take a long time to open. But when it dies, it's the same thing. It takes a long time. They don't all wilt like certain Vandas. They do one by one. What, Patrick? Patrick is here to say hello. Where are you, buddy? I hear him, but I don't see him. I have to look out because he gets under my feet and I step on him all the time. Oh man, there's still so much more to show, and we're 21 minutes in. This is one of my top favorite colors in Vandas. It's yellow. It's just so happy. And this year she gave me 2 spikes. She is from Banyang, and this one's called, let me see if I can, now that the sun is shining, it'll probably be perfect. Yes, you can see it, the Russia Bui Beauty. Escasenda Russia Buri Beauty. And it's such a happy yellow, right? It's like a burst of sunshine. And I love, it's a pretty nice size Vanda. The flower is pretty big. Let me see if, I want to get the best lighting. There we go. That's so pretty. You know, when I go up close like this and I put it in my salon, I have one of those big screen TVs. It looks so beautiful. The 2K really makes a big difference. Now, this one was a great surprise this year. This is also from Banyang. And like I've said before, when my Banyangs Vanda start blooming, they kind of all do it together. they all like, all right, guys, it's time now. I think I lost a tag on this, moving it around the other day. It's a evergreen, oh no. Sorry. Vanda Ben Evergreen Delight. And this year, for the very first time, she's always blooming for me, but this year she gave me 3 spikes. This is what I'm talking about when you stick to your regimen of fertilizing. It is a pain in the butt, guys. I get it. And when you have a busy schedule, You know, like I have a super busy schedule. Blanca's schedule's like crazy. I always tell her, I go, you're putting too much on your plate. And then we're never going to see you. Actually, I left her a message today telling her, I go, where are you? Am I going to see you before the new year, or am I going to see you next year? But anyways, it's hard. It's really hard to keep that regimen. But this year, I made it a point to make that my main priority, because I wanted to see. I wanted to see if there really was a difference, you know, or if it was all folklore. And I'm showing you guys right now, these are the results of it. So if you want to see this, and it's you know, it's constant work and constant discipline, and you have to like kind of schedule yourself around. It also helped that this year I started giving me 1 day off extra and working my schedule around, because this way it gives me time in the week to do all those things that I can't do. And that's why you've been seeing more and more of my videos, because I've been taking that 1 day off. And like this week I don't have a day off, but I took the day a little bit earlier since the AC wasn't working in the building, and I took advantage of it. You know, when lemons fall, make lemonade. Now this one is adorable. This one is the Bangkok Sunset. I think it's I got this at Krull-Smith. I used to think I got this from Lady Vanda, but this is from Krull-Smith. I got the other one from Lady Vanda, the yellow. Bangkok Sunset Escasanda Villas pink. Look at those colors. When I see colors like this, I always say Hawaii. It's tropical. It's so pretty. It's so delicious. I love colors like this, where they interplay with each other so perfectly. And it's just like you realize that the best artist in the world is nature. Because, you know, it's just like, how does it know to put all those things in the right place? The yellow in the center, while the ombres with this salmon pinkish red color, and then this bright purple. I mean, it's like nature's just so cool. And so mysterious, you know? Now, this one I have to show you guys, because I have shown you. Oops, sorry, when I have it zoomed up, I don't realize it, and I make you dizzy. This one is the Kelly Leia cross with a rustic spots. And this one I showed you guys not too long ago. I showed you guys, and it was this deep blood red, remember? If you saw the video, look at what it transitions to. This beautiful orange, like deep orange yellow. And again, these colors represent to me Hawaii. Can't wait to go. It's been on my bucket list since I was a kid. Here's a fun fact. I was going to join the military when I was young. When I was 18, I was going to join the Marines. And so my stepfather, he went to Vietnam. He's military. So I kind of grew up with my family being around military, and my uncle was I think he was a general, a captain. I can't remember. But anyway, I was going to join. I was going to be in the Marines, and I wanted my whole dream was to be stationed in Hawaii. So I kept on telling the sergeant, because I went through the whole thing, not the whole thing, but like before going in, it was that my father wanted me to help him run the business at the time. He had a car business, and he wanted me to help him. They were switching from paper to computers. And he's like, I need you to do all these things, and don't go now. This is not the time to go. There's enough time to do it. And then of course, you know, I started working with my dad, and then shortly after that, I went to work for corporate America, and the rest was history. You know, I never joined the military, but I wish I would have. Anyways, I would have loved to serve my country, but I served in other ways. I did go to military school though when I was young. That's where my OCD discipline comes from. So that's a fun fact for today. So this is a Siku Marguerite NN from my buddy, Mr. Hurahame. Speaking of Hawaii, he is from Hawaii. Funny how that transitioned so smoothly into this next flower. And this is just a shower of beautiful little sweet cookie smelling flowers. They smell so good. They smell like sugar cookies. And it just, and the flower will last for a while, but they do take forever to open. Like, look, it still has more to open. But this is the one that I thought that it had thrips because of the color of the bud. Because they turn into that color. They come out kind of like a greenish white, and then they turn into that color, and you're like, oh no, it's dying. So it still has a bunch more to open. All that, see, all that is stuff that's about to start budding, I think. Or maybe these are, no, I'm sorry, these are already the ones falling off. Yes, these are the ones that are still budding. My eyes. So anyways, they're doing great. And I got this at the same place that Blanca got hers, which was at the Krull-Smith, I think it was the November festival open house, and Halima was there. And the nursery that he worked, if you guys are interested, is called the Orchid Fix. So if you guys want to know more about him or go online, check him out. Is the Orchid Fix. I hope I got that right. Sorry if I didn't. Let me see. This one's on its way out, but it was not on its way out. It's just that the flowers aren't as fresh as when they first opened. But this was a gift. Not a gift. This was a well, I could say it was like a gift. Pam over at Orchids in Bloom, she had this as a sample, but she had run out of, they sold out. She told me, oh, I sold out of these immediately. And it is a Fias. Here it is. Kryptonite Parkside. And it is an AOS awarded, I guess. I have to ask AM what AM, they explain it to me, but you know, I will keep asking until I finally learn it. That's a good thing. I won't give up. So it is an AOS recognized orchid, and it's gorgeous. It has this little bottom area that it's so white, and it just adds such a beautiful contrast to that flower. Look at that, how gorgeous. Sun is hitting it perfectly. Oh, and it has a great fragrance, beautiful floral, sweet fragrance. And she still had, I think she's already on her last, yeah, that was her last. Let me see, because she had, yeah, it already bloomed the last. She did really good. So she told me, listen, I don't have any more, so I will sell you my sample. And I'm so grateful to that, because, you know, the samples always, they always put their best foot forward to show you what the potential of that actual orchid has. So to own that is always best. All right, this one is the one I got at Lady Vanda. And she too gave me two beautiful spikes. Again, results from what I did, because I've never been able to really achieve two spikes. I might have gotten two spikes here or there, but nothing like this season. It's like half of them have shot multiple spikes. And the crazy thing is that some of these that are blooming are shooting a tiny spikes too. So they're going to keep spiking. So I did stop fertilizing every week. And what I do is I lightly fertilize once a month. Now this one is a gorgeous, I always call it Maria, but it's Mariae, I believe is a species. Vanda Mariae, yeah. And she has one little spike there, and this one just started blooming. And what do you see there, guys? Cranberry and yellers. And then the back of this flower is so yellow. You know, let me see if maybe this is better if I do it this way. It's just that I don't want to get too shaky. Yeah, here we go. So I do love this very much. I find this to be a beautiful, beautiful flower. And I was told that she's a heavy bloomer, and absolutely. Since I've gotten her, she has bloomed like 4 spikes maybe. Now this one in the back, I want to leave her before I left here. This is one of the Cattleyas that I had acquired from a friend of mine who was moving out. She had like 3 or 4 hangers full of orchids. They used to be, in their heydays before she had her little girl, they used to be orchid, they flasked, they received seeds from all over the world from people who actually pollinated their orchids, and they would flask it and then send them back the flask, which was a cool thing. And so she was telling me one day they would frequently come by here, or I would go to their place. And one day they came and they're like, well, we have news for you, we're moving out. It was so hurtful. I was like, no. no, no, I want you near us, because you know we had so much in common as reference to orchids and things like that, and we used to nerd out. And plus, they're just all around fun people. And she told me, listen, before we sell the place, I want you to come over and take some orchids. And she says, because I'm not going to take them with me, and hopefully someday when they get really big and become like, you can divide them, you know, just give me a keiki and then I'll continue the legacy in my new place. And so this is one of them. This is the first time that it blooms for me. And look at what a beautiful cattleya. You know, I don't know if it has fragrance. No, no fragrance. But oh my God, it's so pretty. So I had a whole bunch of cattleyas that were doing wonderful. This is weird. This one came out upside down. Look, the yin and the yang. Very pretty. So anyways, I had a bunch of, or have a bunch of cattleyas, and I started losing them. And I didn't know why. Everything else was looking great until I decided to put one on a, let me see if it's over here, on a board. And I realized that, oh my God, see? No, it wasn't that one. Oh, where is it? Where is she? Here. It was this one. I think it was this one. Well, we'll just say it was this one for the sake of pointing one out. But anyways, this one was dying. And she stopped because she continued getting rotted after I put her on the cork. But then all of a sudden, the leaves got really, really nice. It got very green, and it gave me 2 spikes. Now, there was a lot of rain during that time, so it damaged the flowers. They're very dainty. They looked like the Layla rubescens, I think that's how you say it. And I think it's a mix of that with like Schomburgkia or Myrmecophila. I think I'm saying that right. I'm trying to learn that because I actually like the name. Now I like the name. Oh, sometimes I feel like a nut. Sometimes I don't. So this one showed me that, oh my God, they do like to be on mount. So I started mounting all my cattleyas. I only have a few, like that one down there, and the one that just finished blooming with the big yellow cattleya flowers. But pretty much I put everything on mounts, and oh my God, like these and these, they're all doing great. So if you guys have cattleyas and they're not doing well and you have the space to put mounts, mount them on wood. And make sure it's good wood. Don't mount them on something that's gonna decompose, you know, within a year or two. You know, all wood decomposes, but you wanna get something that'll last a really long time. All right, guys, I think we're done here. Oh well, how can we skip this beauty? This is my Epicattleya lime sherbet with little stars. Which, see what happens to the tags, guys, they break. And that's why they get lost. Blanca Acosta just posted a video, and Blanca's Orchids. And she was saying that those tags, they break, and here in Florida, the heat just destroys them. But look how beautiful this flower is. Now, what strikes me weird is this is not fragrant. I tried smelling this at all types of hours. Even I was up late one night to like 1 in the morning, and I was like, let me see, maybe nothing. So unfortunately, it's a disappointment because Brassavola crosses always have amazing fragrance, but this one for some reason skipped that part. They skipped that part, but you know what, I love her anyways because she blooms a lot. She just finished blooming this one, and she gave me 2 more spikes. And there's another one that I put on wood, and that's another family you want to put on wood. They do way better. Anything Brassavola or Nodosa or Brassavola cross, put them on wood and watch them be amazing plants. They really love to be on wood because I've taken pretty much all mine out. I think I have only like 2 or 3 left, and it's because they're doing very well in those pots. But if the day that I see them not, they go on wood. Now this one's just starting to open. Told you guys this is a long video. This one is just starting to open. I bought this from Tong in Spring Water Orchids. And this one, again, cranberry and yellow, which are my favorite tones. This one is a Oncidium fire something, golden red fire something. Wildcat golden red star, nothing fire. The only thing burning is my brain right now. Oncidium Wildcat Golden Red Star. And I got this a while ago. Now this is a pretty common one. You see these a lot in the shows, but it was not liking the pot it came in. This environment and the pot it came in did not match. And when you guys buy orchids and you bring them home, you know, your environment may not be the same one that orchid was used to growing. So ask the people that you're buying it from, the growers or the vendors, ask them what are the conditions they were growing in. Were they in a greenhouse? Were they in a shade house? Because those are two completely different things. A shade house and a greenhouse is more enclosed. A shade house, like mine, is a shade house, and this is what it is, you know? It shades from the sun about a 70% UV, but it's still, you know, you still get very strong lighting here, so you get blooms, but it's not as detrimental. A greenhouse doesn't have this. It has more of a reflective roofing to bring in light, but it's more controlled. You have controlled temperature, it's sealed. So ask them where they grow it. That's really important, because when you get home, you want to try to mimic that environment. And if they tell you an environment that you cannot mimic, don't bother getting that orchid, because you know, if you're like me, who's daring, I do it anyways, because I try to defy the laws of physics. and I find ways sometimes to beat it. If you feel confident enough that you probably are able to, then by all means buy the flower. But if you have doubts, don't do it. Get something that you're going to feel comfortable with and work your way up to that. Because I have orchids in here that are not supposed to grow in this environment, and they're thriving. So anyways, let's see. Let me see what else. I know there's more, so let me get down here. My mochata, my beautiful mochata. My mochara, my gift from Laz. That, oh my God, this is such a giving orchid. She's always giving me spikes. Unfortunately, she had a spike here, and look what happened. That's thrips. And it's weird because I was spraying her. As soon as I see the spike on this one, I do spray her because she's more exposed out here to the yard. This is my yard. And so it is exposed to everything around it, and chances of getting any bugs or stuff like that are much greater than in the shade house. All right. And here I replanted all these. These are my Schomburgkias or Myrmecophila. Now, is it Myrmecophila or Myrmecophila? Because I've heard them two different ways, and I like Myrmecophila, but I don't think that's right. But anyway, I put them in here. I just repotted these about a month ago, and look, she's already showing potential. Now this one, guys, I'm gonna look in my records to see this. I bought this at Krull-Smith, but it didn't have tags. These were something they brought out at very last minute, and they weren't tagged, and they told us the name. It's a species, and the flowers are small. They're about this big, and it shoots big, long. I have to go back on my videos and see the name, and then I'll put it underneath as I usually do in my editing. And this one, if you guys remember, I had it up there. Well, she's up right now, and she actually likes it better. And look, she's got two more spikes ready to open, and this is the flower. She had a big bundle, but you know, up there I couldn't smell it. She does smell amazing. Ooh, that's such a good smell. She smells delicious. And I was just tired of not being able to smell her. So I said, okay, I'm putting all my Schomburgkias down here, because they are known for their fragrance, and I do not want to grow these where I cannot reach out to them. And so I've used my repotting medium. I've been using a lot of the large bark that was sent to me from the orchid supply store, and they had sent me like the smaller ones. This is Orchiata. Oh, this is Orchiata. This is I think there's a medium chip. There's one I think that's bigger than this, and then there's a smaller chip. So what I did is I planted them in there because, you know, it is a Schomburgkia. It doesn't need to be wet all the time. This is also from the orchid supply store. These are their extra large pieces, and I love these. And what I did was I just put the pots in there. Look, there we go. I just put the pots in there, and I'm holding it with so that way if I ever want to change him from there, I could just pull him out and put him in another spot. And from my experience, you know what? It doesn't hurt the orchid, guys. Some people are like, how can you do that? You need to put it, no. Not for my environment here, it works. I've taken things straight out of the pot, and I've taken the moss and everything if I know where it comes from. If I buy it at Krull-Smith, I know the moss they use and I know the quality. So I will use that same moss and put it inside more moss to fit it in a bigger pot. And I'm gonna go now in my little area, which I'm saving the best for last. I hope you guys are enjoying this very long segment. Because it is Christmas, it's my Christmas special. And if I want an hour, I'm gonna get an hour. It's my party and I can cry if I want to. So here's my Bubophyllum, Dendrobium, and Phalaenopsis root. As you guys know, on my most recent trip, I went to MS Orchids and bought a bunch of Phalaenopsis because I'm going through my tribute of Phalaenopsis right now. And one of my viewers actually sent me the name of this one, and I knew somebody was going to figure it out because I used to have one like this that was tagged. Now it's a little dark in here. I don't know how it's going to process. I'm sorry if it looks dark on your side. It's just that it's afternoon already and the sun is you can see it's shining on that side, so there's not much light in here right now. I mean, it's bright, but not bright enough. Well, that doesn't look bad. So anyways, it's a sesame, I was correct, a sesame seed or sesame hyacinth 1. I'll put it underneath. But I looked online and I'm like, man, these people are so smart. They really, it's like so on point. When I looked online, it was exactly that one. So I'm gonna tag this one. But look how pretty. It does look like little sesame seed or poppy seeds on the flower. And it's not just so much one flower, it's just when you look at all of them opening and the consistency and the pattern, when you look at it as a whole, everything makes sense. It's just perfection, you know, and that's what wowed me about this place was that their flowers were so different. I don't know, so arresting. So much so that it sparked my desire to spend money on Phalaenopsis, which I really haven't bought Phalaenopsis in quite a while. Now, this was a gift that they wanted to give me. At first, I thought it was for my godmother, and she says, no, it's just in honor of your godmother's 50th. The plant was for you, and I go, oh, okay. Because I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to give it to her now, but I did give Lewis's godmother a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful orchid that was perfect. She loved it, and she's super happy that she got it. She's like, it's perfect. So anyways, this is a very tiny dendrobium. I love the size of this flower. And these are, you know, you've seen these probably if you live here in Miami, you've seen them everywhere. It's not really a hard to find, but again, look at the consistency of the colors, of the patterns, of the shape of the leaves. Do you guys see how everything looks very unison? That's how you should be judging your own purchases. When you go buy orchids, that's what you want to look at. You want to look at, when you look at it as a whole, everything almost looks like a clone of each other, because that shows that the gene of that plant is really pure. It's good, you know, and it's not gonna switch on you. And you know, you get one bunch that looks pretty, and then the next season it's like, what happened, you know? So that's what you want to look at. Again, this one was in bud. Remember I told you guys it hadn't opened. I was waiting for it to open. This is the one that I saw on the round table and I fell in love. Look at the size of the flower. It's so pretty. And what caught my attention is it's not very common, because this still falls under the moth orchid. The moth orchid would be this. Even though it's a Phalaenopsis, it's a moth orchid. But you also have these Phalaenopsis, which are not in bloom right now. Sorry, that are tinier. Well, this one's on its way out. See, that's a Phalaenopsis, but that's not a moth flower. These are the ones they call moth flowers, all right? So when I refer to moth flower Phalaenopsis, it's this one. I normally, or me personally, I've never seen a red moth flower. And the fact that this one is almost completely red, and then that background, look at the background, it's yellow. So I was like, I gotta have this. And guys, if you want these, they have a lot more, and I think they were like 13 bucks. Please don't quote me on that, because I was like, there was prices everywhere, so I don't really know. But I think it was either 13 or 15. At least that's what I thought I saw. Because when I bought them all, I didn't ask price. I was like, you know, they're all so well priced that. Now this one, they had right by the counter, and she tells me when they had the 3 open, she goes, when they first open, they are one color, and then they transition to that color. Is that not be? So she says you get 2 different colored orchids in one spike. So I go, do you have more of these? And she goes, no, that's the only one we have. If you want, take that one, because I don't know if we're going to get more, because the ones that we had gotten, they flew off our shelves. We sold them all. And I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, we may get some more back, but these really did well. So of course I took this one. I was like, all right, you know, it had these spikes that were already dead, and you know, I always like to get something that's starting to bud, but if this is the only one they have, she's Mia. All right, let me speed it up before it becomes a 2-hour show. So these I spoke to you guys about. Some of you made remarks on it. You loved it. I call it my spa orchid because it looks like the colors in a spa, like what it should be. And this was inside an arrangement, and they didn't have any more. This one also, she said, sold very fast. And I can see why, because I've never seen anything like this. And this, especially this size, is so pretty and compact, and so much. Look at that. It's just a lot of them, and again, look at the consistency. Look how every single flower looks exactly the same as the next, in shape, in size, in health. So again, a very good plant to own. And she took the arrangement down, and she goes, you know what? Take this one. I go, no, don't take it down. She goes, no. This way we can sell these separately since we have no more. And I go, oh, okay. And she goes, and I know you like it because you kept on looking at it. And I go, yes, it's really, really pretty. Then right next to it is another one, which I love because it looks like they went with an airbrush. And then that little mustache right here with the freckles behind there. I mean, it is just so cute. And this one has a lot of buds. This one's going to be giving me a lot more than this. On this side, I got this one because I love this flower. But look what I noticed. The next one that just opened doesn't look the same. Actually, they don't even look like the same flowers. So I'm a little bit confused about this. I don't know if it's if it's consistent, one on, one off, one on, one off, right? Because this is looking like this one. You know, I would say, oh, okay, that's cool. But it almost looks like the back ones come out one way and the front ones come out another. Either way, guys, I love it. It was the first one. Here, let me move this here. It was the first one I saw. Now, what I'm thinking is, because this one is starting to look more like this one now. This one's aging. So I think that these, as they age, they turn into that. Now, if that's the case, and I wouldn't be surprised because I've seen some flowers like the rustic spots with Kelly Leah, you know, completely different flower now. And it's not even dead. It's just switched colors. So I think that's what this does. It transitions into that. So if that's the case, I'm going to love it even more. Now, this just opened today. This is from Waianae. This is one of my few bulbophyllums films that are not from Krull-Smith. Waianae is equally as good when it comes to what do you call this? To bulbophyllums. They have amazing selections. And this one is an abbreviatum, bulbophyllum abbreviatum. And I love that they put those stickers on there so you never lose the tags. But let me see if I can do this. Hold on, let me see. There we go. I'm trying to get up close because they're very tiny. And I want to show you the center moves, the little lips move to trap little bugs and ants. Isn't that cute? Let me see if maybe, oh, there we go. Let me see how close I can, oh no. All right, so there we go. Let me see if maybe by just moving it a little bit. See? I think that is so adorable. And she just started blooming, spiking about 2 weeks ago. So it was pretty quick. Not 2 weeks, about a week ago. And this one's about to give me, I'm not even gonna try. Now here's a beauty. This is the one that I found that bug that started munching on it, and I caught it right on time. See? It was closed and it started munching on that. Why is it focusing on the screen? It loves the screen. This phone loves the background. All right, let me see if I can get up close without losing. All right, come on. I think that's good. This is called a Wilbur Chang bulbophyllum. It does have his little funky smell, but it's a beautiful flower. It's got another spike coming out through the side here, and it does shoot multiple from one spike. And this was about 3 years ago. Laz and I went to a local residential nursery. It's this lady's home that she sells orchids from her home, and she had this one there. And Laz had it in his hand, and I had just taken a picture from Just One More Orchid from Natasha's video. Her mom had given her one of these, and it was in bloom, and I took a picture with the name, and I go, I'm in the hunt for this. And all of a sudden I see Laz with it in his hand. I go, no. I think that was the very first and only time that I told him, please let me have this. I was like, I really want it, but we both came out okay, because she says I can get more on next week. So he went back and got one. So we both have the Wilbur Chang. I wonder if his is spiking. I'm sure it is, because it's just from the same. Now all these are all my bulbs that bulbophyllums that I repotted, and they're doing wonderful. They're doing really, really good. I'm gonna see if I do a video on repotting. Now, this was given to me by my friend Roxy over at Orchid 365. She makes these beautiful 3D pots for orchids and other plants. And she gave me this. This is a lipstick plant. And look, it already gave me flowers. So Roxy, I know you're watching. Look at her, she's happy. Look at that, how cute. And I was so surprised because it's right at the base. I thought that what I've seen in pictures are always hanging. But I guess because she's so small, she also gave me these. But I don't know if they're gonna make it through or not. They don't look too good. But at least this one did. And I was so surprised. I was like, look how pretty. They look like lips. But anyways, I didn't want to forget that, because I know Roxy watches. She has a YouTube channel as well. So if you guys want to check her out, it's Orchid 365. And I think that's it. We're gonna cut this right here, because this video is my Christmas special, my Christmas 1 hour special. All right, guys, let me turn it around. That's a long one, but a good one. There's a lot of great stuff out there, and I did skip on some things. I didn't show you everything because there was a lot. There's still a lot more, but it'll be way too long. So guys, and besides, I want to leave some stuff for the next What's in Bloom. I don't know if I'll be doing another one in the month of December. I will definitely be doing it in January. I have a lot of things lined up. I have home visits. I haven't done them yet because all of a sudden, well, Nuri's, who's one of them, her daughter just had a baby, so congratulations. So I'm not gonna bother her right now. She has a lot on her plate. She's doing renovations, so I'm not bothering her. So Morris is scratching. So I only have Roxy because I have Frank Vitier, who also told me nothing's in bloom. He says everything looks beautiful in green. So if you want to do a video on keeping it green, I said, well, that would be fun just probably for me. I don't think people want to see just green leaves. So he's going to let me know. So it probably will be in January when he has, or in early spring when he has more blooms, because I want to give you guys something special. So I have those things lined up. Plus I'm going to Apopka on the, I think I have so many dates that I'm mixing them all up. I'm going in, it's on a Sunday and Monday. So I believe it's on a 18th and 19th. So I will be meeting over there Orchid Doc, who is growing orchids in Jamaica. and she is coming to Florida. She's going to be meeting me at Apopka, and we're going to go to a couple of nurseries like Waianae, Krull-Smith. I'm trying to get a hold of Brethren. They haven't responded, so if you're watching, give me a holla back. Or as they say in Jamaica, how is it? Holla back at me. So, and they're Jamaican. So perfectly termed. So I will be doing that. I can't wait. I'm really excited about this because I've been following Orchid Doc for a while, and I do love what she shows on her videos. She has beautiful macaras. If you haven't seen her videos and you love macaras and vandas, you got to see how she grows them out in her yard and in the sun. And not only that, she goes to homes that are equally as amazing. I mean, it's just like I want to go to Jamaica after I go to Hawaii because I really want to see these gardens, and I've been invited by some people already, so it might be on my bucket list very soon. So I have that, and cannot forget, we have on the 17th and 18th, we have the OFE's Orchid Show. I will put it right there. And they are going to have 3 extra vendors. This is supposed to be a really good one. They just sent it to me today. I've been talking about it, but I didn't have all the documentation information. So they have amazing vendors going. I may be able to go Saturday. I wasn't sure. I put on the last video that I'm not going. I may be able to go Saturday because Sunday I go to Apopka, and that's why I said I can't go to this because I won't even be in Miami. So it's going to be a busy month for me in filming, so you guys are going to get a lot of videos. Good news for you. Hold on, because I don't want to say goodbye without my baby. So if you're in town, please go to the OFE Festival. It's going to be really good. This one's one not to miss. And guess who's going to be making a debut there? Santini Nursery. For you guys who know about Santini, that I featured them and they got a really good response out of the video, they're going to be there for the first time. So I really am going to try to go because I want to see her and congratulate her. But if I don't go Saturday, then I won't be able to. Definitely I won't be there Sunday. Right, Morris? Will you go for me? So I think that's it. And of course, on the 16th, I'm going to have the live show. By the way, I said it over earlier at 4 o'clock. We're thinking about setting up around 4, maybe 4, between 4 and 4:30. So tentative 4 o'clock, but if you don't see us, it might be at 4:30. And we're going to do it right here in the greenhouse. It's going to be questions and answer. Josh Jones, for you guys who haven't seen my other videos and seen the information, he is a specialist. He loves education. He's really big on educating, and he's a big nerd like me, and he can really give some great advice on growing orchids, especially dendrobiums. That's his specialty, hands down. And the man owns so many species and different hybrids and kinds. I think more than anybody I've ever met in dendrobiums. Plus, he's got some beautiful new ceramic that I am in love with. It's really pretty. I asked him to bring it because it's really nice. I want to share it with you guys. So anyways, I think that's it. That's all I have for you and Morris. So anyways, guys, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'll put you down, Baba. But I don't know if I will. Well, actually, no, I can't wish you that. We're going to have the live show. What am I talking about? I'm delirious. It's time for me to go. All right, guys. I'm jumping the gun here. That is it. My name is Nelson. You have been watching Nature Nell, Crazy Nell, and Morris. And remember to always keep it green. See you next time. See you at the live show. I can't wait to hear what you have to ask us. Those questions. It's going to be a fun evening. So with that said, see you next episode.